Hello, my lovely. My name is Akriti Kundu. I'm your friendly neighborhood goddess channel, high priestess, and feminine awakening coach. I am on a mission to bring the divine wisdom of the ancient goddesses and feminine mystics to the modern woman so that you too can release your trauma, bust through your BS beliefs, and attract a life of pleasure, ease, and abundance now. Are you ready to ascend? Let's get into it. Hi everyone, how are you doing today? What's up? How's it going? Today I wanted to talk to you about the goddess Kali, who she is, what she's all about, what does she govern, and how can she become you and me. If you haven't checked out my video about who the goddess is in general, go check it out. But for the purpose of this discussion, we will just be looking at each goddess separately as an individual with her own personality and her own characteristics. There are certain areas of life that each individual goddess is in charge of, or that she governs, that she can help us with. So it's important to kind of know where do these goddesses come from, what are the background, what are their stories. I'm not going to bore you with like these long mythological tales about their origins, because even though they're very interesting, some of them can be very long. And there's also many different stories about where each individual goddess came from, because there are so many different texts in ancient India that have slightly different versions, but all in all, Kali is the mother goddess. She is dark skinned, or sometimes she's referred to as being blue black, like midnight, like the midnight sky, or the sky on a new moon night when there's no moon in the sky, the darkness of that. And it is said that she's the cosmic womb. She's the womb in which the entirety of the universe was birthed. I'm not going to go into, like I said, much more detail about her iconography. I can always make a video about that. If that's something that you're interested in, please drop it in the comments, because for every goddess, each thing that she holds in her hands, how many hands she has, what she's wearing, the colors, it's all indicative and symbolic. There's a reason why those things are the way that they are, and there's a deeper reasoning, there's a story behind it, there's a meaning for us as devotees, and even you as someone who's interested in working with this goddess, that you can gain from understanding these little details about her. So, like I said, Kali is the mother goddess. She is the womb from which all of creation has come forth. She is dark skinned. She is very well known for being, she doesn't follow any rules. Of course, if you are the supreme creator of everything, what are rules to you? That doesn't make any sense. There are two different sides to her. One is this insane person kind of side, which is the terrifying side of her that you will see mostly represented in her in pictures and in the books and in sculptures, where she's got her tongue out and big eyes and like maybe even little fang teeth. And then there's this other side of her, which is the mother side, and in my lineage, in my heritage, that's the side that we really worship, that's the side that we work with, and that's the side that Kali will usually present to initiates or students or devotees when we say, we treat her as the mother, as a supreme mother, as a cosmic mother, and she really does have a very soft and nurturing side to those she claims as her children. So she's really, in a very modern sense of the word, she's the mom on the block who talks to her kids about sex. She talks to them about like dying and all these taboo things that other parents aren't talking about. Like, she's the mom who's giving life advice that's on point. She's the one who's encouraging not just her own children, but even the neighborhood kids to follow their dreams, to do what they're passionate about, to ask out whoever they want to ask out. She's the one who like keeps it real, keeps it 100, and doesn't make up nonsensical rules for her children to follow, or for those that she cares about. Like, she doesn't tell them this is all that you have to do and this is exactly how it needs to be done, blah 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 blah. She's just like, do it, do whatever makes you happy, and if you don't get something great out of it, you learn something. Like, there's nothing is lost in going after whatever makes you happy. She's in charge of spiritual transformation. She is in charge of she governs time. So she's considered to be the one deity who is beyond time. In fact, that's part of the etymology of her name, is she who devours time, she who is timeless, she who is eternal. So a lot of people will actually work with Kali when they're going through a dark night of the soul, because she helps you to confront the issues that you are dealing with, especially when it revolves around your mortality, your humanness, maybe powerlessness. She helps you kind of see that there is a spiritual meaning, or that there is a greater meaning behind whatever experiences you might be having. She also helps to shine a light on why you may have been suffering and why it's no longer necessary, how you can transcend that. So she's all about awakening you spiritually. She's about helping you transcend limitations. She's like all about radical transformation. Like, if things, I always tell people, like, if a lot of your shit is hitting the fan all at once, if everything is like just getting messed up all at once and there's no real reason why, like there's no Mercury retrograde happening, none of your planets are out of alignment, whatever it is, then that's possibly a Kali initiation. Because she doesn't exist within the constructs of time, she can be quite like very quick. From our perspective, she can come into our lives really quickly and then effect change and then get out really quickly. She's very, she works in the moment and she works now. And obviously, if you have control over all of time, why would you take time, right? You would just like go, boom, done. And unfortunately, what happens with people when they have like a direct initiation from Kali is that we can feel really overwhelmed and we can feel like, what is happening? What have I done to deserve this? Why is this happening to me? And that's actually kind of like regressing into a victim mentality, which Kali does not. She does not deal with that. She's like, I thought you were stronger than this. What is happening right now? Why are you behaving this way? And then because she is a deity, and all beings of a higher frequency will not enforce their will upon you. They're very mindful of our free will as humans. When you hear about like the universe is testing me, a lot of times that can be a mini Kali awakening or initiation, or it can be a full-on Kali initiation where she's just kind of putting you through the ringer in a way, because she likes to strip us down. All of the things that define us, all of the things that we use to identify ourselves and to feed our egos, she likes to strip all of that away and show us that even without the home, the money, the job, the relationship, whatever it might be, whatever your circumstances might be, even without all of that, when you're just you are so powerful and you are so worthy and you are so fantastic and you are so loved. But obviously, as humans, we have a hard time dealing with that kind of mirror being put up in front of us. It's not easy to be shown that you don't need XYZ if your entire identity and your sense of self depends on that XYZ. When that gets taken away, it can bring up a lot of grief and a lot of difficult to process emotions. And this is exactly the time at which we want to like lean into Kali. But because we're not aware of her, or we're not aware of her presence, or maybe we're not like receiving the signs that she's sending us, it becomes easy to kind of fall into these human responses of feeling really, really depressed or feeling powerless, and not being able to see that spiritual lesson. I'm putting lesson in quotes because this is not to say that everything bad that happens to you is a lesson, like you're being taught a lesson because you needed a lesson. there is a paradigm shift that happens whenever there is an initiation involved, whenever there's a being of a higher frequency involved, and sometimes we're just not ready, and that's okay. That's okay. If you're thinking that as you listen to me, you're like, oh my god, is this what was happening so many years ago when I was really depressed, when everything was going horribly wrong, or when I couldn't figure out why these things were happening to me? It's possible that that is the experience that you were having, that this was the reasoning behind it, but as you will be able to reason out, when you're not ready for it, the goddesses and the deities do sort of back off and leave you alone to kind of figure your stuff out. Because if you're not ready and you're not asking for help and you're not you're not able to channel the experience into a meaningful stepping stone forward in your journey, then it's just like no one can force you to do that. So it's very normal. Unfortunately, what does happen is, for a lot of people, we tend to kind of go around and around in circles, just having the same or similar experiences, having to learn the same lesson over and over again, because we've not truly learned it, or we've not truly stepped into that, whatever that next level is, and that's just a unnecessary painful situation. That's not the point today. The point today is that Kali will usually come to people when we're at our lowest of lows, when we're in the dark night of the soul, when we're having those deeply disturbed states of mental, I don't want to say anxiety, but when we're deeply disturbed in our lives, or when things are just not going well for us. And she offers a way out of that suffering by showing us our true nature. And she is one goddess who can literally take you from absolutely unaware to completely enlightened in almost no time. And all she asks is a level of devotion, a level of love, a level of care, just as a parent would when they are taking care of you. It's that same sort of, it has to be like a reciprocal or a reciprocated relationship. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize, I'm sorry, but there has to be an equal amount of give and take. And what can you possibly give to an eternal, all-knowing, all-encompassing goddess? All you can give is love and devotion. So that's what she asks of us, and in return she has the ability of just clearing the stage, she has the ability to just break us free from all of these issues or fears. She has a very protective, enveloping energy. When she's around, Kali can really feel like she's challenging you, but also at the same time that she's kind of holding you close to her. So Kali governs everything spiritual, everything spiritual transformation, everything time related. She's also very free and very scary to some people, because she is not afraid of questioning the status quo. When women want to embody their Kali archetype, when you want to own your Kali archetype, when you want to work with the goddess, you can find yourself suddenly starting to kind of push against the norms or the rules or what society wants you to do, because this is just, that's what Kali does. She's just like, I am not listening to those rules. Those rules are BS. I have no interest whatsoever in following the life that you think I should live. I am very and only interested in living the way that I want to live, because that's what we're here for. She is a proponent of individuality. She loves to see us kind of, stride off down the unknown path, and she's just like, yes, discovery. She does have a bit of a formality to her. When I speak with her, she does have a bit of a formalness. Like I said again, it's that whole thing of, if you're speaking to a really loving, caring parent, you want to give a certain amount of love and respect to them. You can't just be like, hey, what's up, bitch? though I guess some people can. But for me, it's been a very mothering relationship. She can also help people who have difficult relationships with their mothers or have had a hard, who don't have mothers. For example, if you've had like a very contentious relationship with your mom, or you have had an abusive mother and therefore a hard childhood because of that, or you're still carrying issues because of your maternal lineage, Kali can help purify that lineage and also help you kind of resurrect the side of you that may have kind of shut down because of difficulties with your motherline. I know it has helped me a lot in healing my relationship with my mother and in the wounding in my maternal lineage that I've been carrying around, and that's been huge because from our maternal lineage we get so much about what it means to be a woman, what it means to be a mother, what it means to be a daughter, your responsibilities towards your family, towards your parents, all of those things. And therefore, if we extend that feeling of familial bond to the entire world, and how you show up in the world, what responsibilities you carry, therefore how you present yourself, so much of it can be released. We can be carrying a lot of wounding in our maternal lineage, and a lot of that can be released while working with this particular goddess. So I have at this point gone way over the 10 minutes that I had planned for, which is fine. Alright, so if you found that extremely informative or helpful, if you find it even a little bit informative and helpful, let me know in the comments below. Tell me what you liked about it, tell me what you want to learn more about. Tell me what was something new that you learned today about the goddess Kali. If you are interested in learning even more details about the goddess, drop me a comment, or if you're interested in working with the goddess directly, sign up for one of my goddess initiation sessions. The link will be down below in the description or on top. It will be somewhere. And I will see you really soon on another video. Take care. Share this video if you found it super helpful. I will talk to you soon. Bye.